and I'm here to do the last feedback video for the extra week that we did after the 21-day healing program in December 2020. And the theme for the 21-day healing program was Lightworkers Unite, Deep Trust and Activation of the Light Grid, as you probably know and that you have heard before. So this extra week has been very, very special for some of you, or many of you actually had some experiences meeting some ETs. That was the aim for this week. And I'm going to read some of these beautiful feedback emails that I have got, and also answer some questions, of course, during this feedback video. And I hope you had a beautiful break over the holidays. I've been resting quite a lot, and at the moment I just wanted to get some give you some feedback on the energies. The energies right now are really intense. I've been extremely tired for the last maybe like 3 or 4 days this week. So I wasn't sure if I was going to do this feedback video, but I really wanted to do this week so that you will have the information as soon as possible. So I'm happy to be here with you again, and now my cat is joining as well. My beautiful crystal crystal cat. Yes, baby, I know it's very funny. Okay, she's quite wild at the moment. Hopefully she's falling asleep. Yes, baby, yes. Okay, so during this extra week you have been receiving different codes from different civilizations. So that's what I'm gonna talk about during this feedback video. And of course this extra week is for those participants that have been doing the 20-day healing program. Just wanted to be very clear on that, because I know that some people have been contacting us wanting to do the extra week only. But this is, the 21-day healing program is a preparation for the extra week where we connect to the Golden Light Network and all of that. So we are really raising our vibration as a preparation for this extra week where we receive codes from different civilizations. So I just wanted to be clear on that. General for this week, I know that you have been experiencing some, as I said, meeting some ETs, both in your dreams and during the sessions, and maybe after the sessions as well, or in between sessions. In general, you've been having strong dreams, very powerful dreams as before during the program. But in general, it has been quite intense for you, as I understand it. And some sleeping problems. As usual, the sleeping problems during these ascension energies are very common. From one participant, I just wanted to read this beautiful sentences. In a between state, I saw a column of light, central core, infinity symbol at the heart, start to spin. It spun faster until it was self-sustaining and glowing increasingly bright, going from the being into the sky. I just thought it was so beautiful. And that's how I see all these different programs and everything that we do during these times, that we are reconnecting to the source. We are becoming one with the source again. That's what we're doing during these ascension times. So during the extra week, you have received codes from other civilizations, other extraterrestrial civilizations, and that took place within the crystal chambers up on the mothership, as I've been speaking about before. And these crystal chambers, again, they're created to support us during the ascension process. So from what I see I see that we are already visiting these crystal chambers during the night when we are asleep, and we are getting upgrades, different upgrades for the ascension process. So we are already working together with these crystal chambers, because it's really a collaboration that we do. So they are there on the mothership, they are prepared for us, and they're already helping us. But what we have been doing during this week is that we have been consciously contacting and had more of a conscious experience of the crystal chambers. And as I've been speaking about before, the crystal chambers, it's like a consciousness. They're living beings that they have a consciousness of their own, and it is connected to you, of course. So every crystal chamber is individualized for a certain person, for you, and it contains your soul's blueprint, and works with your energy system for the ascension process in a very, very beautiful way. Sometimes it's really hard to explain what I see, in energies and things like that, but I think you understand it. And now that you have experienced these crystal chambers, you know what I'm talking about. So these crystal chambers, they really embraces you with their energy, and so that you become one with the crystal chamber. And they help you with different upgrades and when you're receiving all these different codes. And these chambers actually resembles the med beds. You've probably heard about the med beds. Med beds are more like on this plane in reality. It looks like maybe like a MRI scan or like a sun bed or something that you're just like the crystal bed, but the crystal bed is more like an energy entity. And the med beds are like in physical material, like they're very real and very physical. So these crystal chambers, they're really much alike those med beds, and are actually the med beds are actually the preparation for us to get used to going into these crystal chambers. That's the way I see it, because the med beds are one step, the first step, and then the next step will be the crystal chambers. So it's a way for us to be aware, getting aware of these crystal chambers by getting aware of the med beds. So that's why that's also why we are doing this, because what we are doing during this process is that we are bringing in the awareness to the collective about the crystal chambers. Because we've been working with the crystal chambers, we have been using these crystal chambers for these upgrades and for receiving these codes. And so what we're doing is we're bringing in the consciousness, the awareness of the crystal chambers to the collective in like the field, so that you will, so that other people also have the information, maybe not consciously, but unconsciously. So that's also one important part what we have been doing, because we're not just helping ourselves, we are helping our sisters and brothers on this planet. Of course, we're doing that during these processes. So day 22, I call them day 22 because it's an elongation of the 21-day healing program. So the first day of the extra week, day 22, the crystal chambers on the ship, connecting, calibrating, and acclimatizing. And so what we've been doing during this session was as I said, just getting like melding with this, merging with this crystal chamber. You're getting in contact with the crystal chamber. The crystal chamber is reading your system and what needs to be done. So it's calibrating your system, it's calibrating itself to adjust to your energy system. So that's what's been happening during this first session. So you will just get in contact and becoming one entity, so that you will be able to receive the codes, the upcoming codes. And of course, I just want to mention also about the codes. I know that some people have not experienced what they expected. Some people have experienced a lot, meeting the ETs and everything. And but it's really just with it's the same with the 21-day healing program. It's really different from person to person what you experience, and also what the codes that you have been receiving, it's also individualized. So it's really difficult for me to say exactly what happened for you. It's all like that with the whole process with the 21-day healing as well. But I will go through what I've been seeing, like in general, what kind of codes has been downloaded. But of course, it's really different, can be different from what you have experienced. So really trust yourself and trust what you have experienced and during these downloads. So the first download was transmission of the Syrian codes. Day 23, and as I see, it was more like a healing and of course calibration of the body, raising the frequencies step by step. They did it step by step so that you will get a smooth transition in a way. And also you get like a sightseeing on the ship, on the mothership, and also they were presenting these their technologies and how their society is structured and how it's built and how they live and what kind of food they eat and their knowledge and their wisdom and also their educational system and spiritual development and how their society is working. So maybe you are aware of this and you know the information that they have given you. But maybe the codes are in your system and you will get the information step by step, like later on, because it's within your system. And sometimes you just know certain things and you can get inspired to how their society, for example, how their society is built. And we can translate that to our society, to our civilization, and how we can work out different things in our, like politics, for example. Okay, so transmission of the Pleiadian codes was the next one. And in that process, I saw a lot about the DNA and also like the creation of the DNA, because they are really DNA experts, and how they create different races through the DNA, both physical races and non-physical races, like physical beings and non-physical beings. So you were receiving codes that were coding for this information, how they work with the DNA. And I'm not sure how you can benefit from that and in what way, but that's one part of this that I saw, what that was going on. And day 25, transmission of Arcturian codes, and they work a lot, as you probably know, with different technologies, how to purify the earth, both like the oceans, the water, the air, and of course the ground, the soil. So they were sharing different technologies in those codes, and also I think you know that they're working on establishing like a new atmosphere for us. So they were sharing these codes with you. And the next one is, that's a new civilization that I have been in contact with just for a short while, and they came to me when I was getting the schedule for the extra week. So I have not been in contact with them before, and I haven't done that much exploring actually. I feel I'm not super connected to them, but I know that some of you are, so that's why they are in the schedule, and that's why they wanted to come. In Swedish, because I got the information in Swedish, they're called Flambianerna. And if you translate that into English, that will become the Flambian code. So you will see the Flambian codes. So that's how I would say it. And they, as I see them, they're small, very furry, and very, very happy, and they just emanate this beautiful, loving energy. So there's a lot of love, compassion, peace, and for me, they're just so much love, so much unconditional love. So that's why they came, and that's the energy that they wanted to share with you. So if you need to be cheered up, or if you need some extra love, please connect to the Flambian race or species. They're really beautiful, and explore. I mean, talk to them and then see what you get for what kind of information you get. I know that some people have been asking me about this race, about the Flambians, and I cannot tell you that much more actually. And some people have saying that, oh yeah, I've been doing some Googling, but I cannot find any information about them. That's true. I did some Googling myself, because when I got the name, I was like, I don't know about this. I've never heard about them. So I did some Googling, but I couldn't find anything. I think there was like this Swedish company called something like that. Totally different thing. But otherwise, I couldn't find anything. So they're new to us, I guess. And so there are many, many different civilizations across the universe. So I'm not surprised, just because we are used to like the Pleiadians, Arcturians, and Syrians and all like that. And doesn't mean that there are a lot of other civilizations that really wants to get in touch with us, especially during these times. And the last day was transmission of individual codes from the Galactic Federation of Light from your team. And I cannot say that much. Sorry about that session, because it was very individualized, and the information I'm not going into every session that you did, of course, but it was the highest good for you, of course. So they were transferring different codes that are beneficial for you at this very moment. So I'm going to go through some feedback emails and some from Facebook as well. Hi Zoe and Annette, another huge thank you for all your work, and to Zoe for giving that amazing week 3 feedback video in English while feeling unwell. I wanted to share that I decided to do the extra week but start on January 1st to allow for some integration time. Good choice. But guess what? The star races won't let me wait, and I have been having a full on star disco in my apartment. I love that. I want to have a star disco as well in my house. The Pleiadians and their soft blue love energy have long been familiar friends, same with Syrians and their high frequency light codes. I always see sacred geometries in their presence. And Arcturians, medical technology experts, and incredible giggly sense of humor. I have often experienced ascension processes on their spaceships in the past. But wow, this last week, the Andromedans completely new to me before the 21 days have been appearing as musical frequencies, completely off our normal human hearing spectrum. So it's hard to sense that they are what they're saying. But I'm feeling this enormous bass register frequency from them, completely reorganizing my molecules. Wow, that's so cool. And as you noticed, the Andromedans were not on the schedule, but of course, you know, that's just a schedule, and it's individualized for you. So if the Andromedans wanted to come, the Andromedans are of course coming. And today the Lyrans came in. I had never even heard of them before, but but their name kept coming into my mind. So I asked to connect with them, and immediately experienced flower-like mandalas, first in my third eye and then in my heart, like flower of life patterns, much more complex in a color frequency range outside ours. It feels like creator energy, and I sense they bridge other worlds similar to our own. But from way outside this galaxy, an incredibly ancient civilization. Yes, they are. And right now, I experience them as pure, glorious love energy. Want to find out more about them. They're amazing. I can truly recommend Shield and Nidal. If you haven't heard of him before, he and his sister got education from the Syrians. Maybe I mentioned this before. During their childhood, they got up on the ship and got some information from the Syrians. Sheldon Nidal, that's his name, and you can find it on powweb.com, I guess. You can look it up. He's really, really interesting, and he has some great information. Unfortunately, he hasn't been well for some years. I hope he's well. I'm not sure. I haven't heard that much from them lately, but he has some great information on his website. Okay, so I continue. All the electrics in my apartment have gone nuts, and a common experience for me, but now really extreme. I've gotten through about 10 light bulbs in the last 3 days. My computer screen has been doing really weird things, like flashes of light, strange out of focus shifting, blipping on and off. Also have been hearing radio wave-like frequencies, which I think might be light language. I want to try and write it down as music. Yes, I think you're a musician, right? There's a lot of musicians in lot. I think there's actually 2 that I know of. Beautiful. Anyway, forgive a long message, but I'm so excited and how happy all these extraordinary beings are to be making contact with our planet right now. They are jumping for joy in their special multidimensional way, and to be able to assist us at this time and are offering us so many skills, technologies, knowledge like telepathy, teleportation, light language, and most of all, living in joy from the heart. Yes. Wow. I wonder what will happen when I officially start this week, because she hasn't started yet, because she wanted to start on the 1st of January, and I don't know exactly when she wrote this. Wishing you all a beautiful and peaceful Christmas, so full of light. Thank you so much for sharing this. It's really interesting. I'm going to start disco as well in my house. Wow, I would really love that. When receiving the Pleiadian codes, this time I felt a soft energy coming from bottom of my body, beginning in my feet and legs, and then up in my chest. It was like if I was connected with an electric but pleasant energy, and during this sensation I didn't want to move even an inch, to not lose it. It was very, very nice. This sensation reminded me of the first time I received the free healing from you, Zoe, on your YouTube channel. Thank you both, Zoe and my cosmic team. Thank you so much. Yes, I really appreciate that you like the healing on the YouTube channel as well. Thank you so much. Dear Zoe and team, what an intense week. Much has happened, deep energies experienced, so much love, but also the realization that there's so much work I still have to do. Thank you for working with me, for giving me the opportunity for these life-changing experiences. Words will never be enough to express my gratitude. A humble thank you will have to do. Thank you so much. And the person continues, day 22, the crystal chambers on the ship, connecting, calibrating, and acclimatizing. This was intense. I was lifted up and I saw white light. It was very calm inside. I felt rather than seeing them. The colors purple, green, and yellow. My eyes began to flatter, similar to what I experienced with the codes of Atlantis. Those of you who haven't received the codes of Atlantis, please go to my website, zoeland.org, and go to DNA activations, and there you will find the codes of Atlantis. I felt a sharp pain in my right ear. My body was vibrating. I saw images and memories. The energies were very powerful even now after the session. Pictures from this experience dance in my head. At the beginning, I felt like my whole brain was rewired and once again becoming lighter. I felt a breath of air flowing across my mouth. I know that today I met entities I hadn't met before. I feel so privileged to be introduced to them. Right now I have a strange sensation in my head. I'm clear and excited and looking forward to what will come, but also aware of them now. One of the greatest gifts I received today is being freed from guilt. From over 60 years, I felt responsible and guilty about my daughter's death at the age of not quite 2 years. She was run over by a car and I witnessed the accident but was too slow to pull her away. Since that day, I saw her almost exclusively in my flashbacks of the accident. On rare occasions, a picture of her smiling would come into my mind, but both occasions were very painful for me, as both triggered deep guilt and regret. Dominic was very present the last couple of days. Today, I realized that she is one of the leaders of my ascension team. Finally, we both are both free and she can do her work. I'm getting so moved about this. It's just so beautiful. Oh, wow. Oh. It was not meant that I would help her grow up on this earth. It was she who would help me during the ascension process. Dominic has a beautiful and powerful presence. She appears as a strong entity. I know it is her soul I sense, feel, and see. Today, for the first time, I felt peace and hope. Oh, that is so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing this. And it's very much like that for me and my twin flame as well, who left. And he is really supporting me in my ascension process and in my work, so I can do what I'm here to do. So thank you for sharing that. Oh, wow. I have read this before, but I'm getting moved every time. And she continues, day 23, transmission of Syrian codes. I went into sort of a deep meditation, saw the outer part of an ear being stitched back onto a head. I also had other but unrecognizable images. Sometimes I felt very clear in my head. Something was done to the palms of my hands, the solar plexus and throat areas. Once again, I got a bad headache and felt nauseous. I had a clear quartz resting on my chest and was told to remove it and replace it with a big, very dark, smoky quartz to be put on the solar plexus. It took a bit of an effort to obey and change the crystals. However, it felt really good once I resettled. The energies were very powerful and calm. I felt extremely tired and headachy afterwards. Last night as well, I woke up with a headache and nausea. I am really glad that I have no commitments, but I can take all the time I need to rest and dedicate to this amazing process. Wow, yeah, what an opportunity. Day 24, transmission of the Pleiadian codes. I didn't really feel much to start with, but then 5 to 7 pale yellow orbs floated towards me, slightly from the left and at short intervals like waves. A huge funnel opened up with my heart chakra, and I heard, and this is in German, I think. I cannot read German, so I read the translation. Precisely today, Christ will be reborn in each and every one of us if we just allow it to happen. That's the key, allow it to happen. I felt my back being readjusted with tiny manipulations, and the heart chakra at the back was opened, as was my spleen chakra, to the left below the navel. Later I realized that all of today's energies came from the left side. I felt very distinctly my descent back to earth, but not before being imbued with much love. I love the Pleiades. I know they are my particular friends and will stay with me as guides. Yes, they are my special friends too. Like Pleiadians and Syrians. Those are they feel very close to me. Also, actually, the Arcturians. Day 25, transmission of Arcturian codes. Nothing seemed to happen for quite a while. Then I felt some pressure on the bridge of my nose and a warm sensation in my eyes. Slowly, one cell after the other, all of the body seemed to pop. I was transported somewhere new. It was very peaceful, and I saw, and what I saw appeared like when one looks through a kaleidoscope. It was very beautiful. Suddenly, I felt like my hands were expanding, getting larger and larger. Slowly, my whole body expanded, and I felt like my head was being moved very gently in various directions. I felt more tingling and warm, and then my whole body expanded even more. I felt pressure in my brain for a short while, but I felt growing and growing. After some time, I felt my body retracting, and I came back just before the music stopped. I wish I could remember everything or take a video of what happens. It was awesome. Um, Today, date 26, transmission of Flambian codes. Today, the energies came in straight away and stayed longer than the hour. They were intense and came in from the right side, also in orb form, but sort of cut in half. The upper side was pale yellow, and it came in first, then the lower half in bright purple light, perhaps a couple of seconds later. They came like a wave, alternating. Then I felt like going under anesthetic, and my brain went foggy, yet I was still awake. I saw a few images, faces, and short stories. Towards the end, I saw a silver pattern made out of squares. The sides measured perhaps a centimeter and were made out of tiny dots. Not all were completed squares, but some were open on one side, but not all on the same. I don't recall any more details except that I felt very heavy and tired. Day 27, transmission of Blue Avian codes. And first, there's quite a long story. I'm not going to read that story, but she's talking about that we give up our power, we give up our divine power and knowledge and wisdom and submit to the powers of humans like our parents, teachers, friends, politicians, doctors, philosophers, and so on, whose aim is to keep us under their power in ignorance and fear. Yes, that's totally my opinion as well. And this was what went through my mind at the beginning. Afterwards, my body rested in absolute stillness. I saw an orb. It came closer, and center expanded, and a yellowish ring was formed. It was the entrance to a tunnel. Energy came through, and my eyes fluttered. This lasted a few minutes, and this energy boost happened 3 or 4 times. And in between, I saw other beautiful orbs, some light blue and others purple. A beautiful big pulsating mandala appeared towards the end, and then energy pulsated into my third eye. My crown chakra started pulsating and tingling as well. Then more orbs, light blue and deep bright blue, purple, and these energies were very intense. Wow, what a journey you've been on. Wow. And day 28, transmission of individual codes from your team from the Galactic Federation of Light. What an incredibly magnificent experience. We went on a long journey, rising higher and higher until we reached the opening of a cave. It opened up into a tunnel. We came to a lake. I know something happened, but I don't remember. The journey continued. I saw mountain peaks, some faces, and a cat, particularly its green eyes. And the light changed throughout the journey. Sometimes it was darker and sometimes lighter. I saw different patterns writing in black or yellowish paper, other symbols too, as well as orbs and mandalas. I felt different entities coming in, Jesus and the golden face of a goddess. Behind a screen appeared Ra, the goddess Ra. I was in continuous movement, carried by divine love, secure and safe even when something appeared very dark. I also saw specks of really bright light. A star appeared in the distance. It was like another opening in the tunnel. My body felt different sensations, a very warm feeling spread in my heart and chest. There was tingling, movement in waves, as well as heaviness, but also there was a deep serenity. So much happened, such peace, such deep love. I think this was the most magical experience ever. I know I have changes I know I have changed. Things in me are still changing. I know I have still a lot to work to do. Perhaps I wish for more magic to happen, but truthfully, I think that at this stage, I cannot yet appreciate all that actually has happened. Perhaps my sensory perceptions will expand further to assist me with my energy work. Perhaps they won't. I just want to thank you, Zoe and Annette, and all the divine entities and participants that have helped in this process of ascension. So from the bottom of my heart, a warm and sincere thank you, love and blessings. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, that was a long email, but I wanted to read all of it because it was so intense and so much going on there. A shorter one. Dear Zoe and Annette, I used to think I had skills and intuition that made up the offering to my clients. Now it's clear that I have a gift as well, because the gift of your program has made an immeasurable difference to my life. Thanks to you all. Love. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. Hi Zoe. I don't really know how to begin, but I want to try to share a little of what I experienced during these 4 days of the extra week's healing. Day 1. Exactly when I lay down to take the healing, a thought came to me that there was somebody waiting to meet me who had been waiting a long time and was looking forward to it. Immediately, powerful healing came around the head and spine, arms and legs, and was drawn up and up again. Then I experienced many different places, a crowded small room that I passed through to go further and come out into a much larger room. I don't know if the room is the right word, because there was an enormous space with a convex glass window looking out to the universe. I was lying in the middle of the room where there was no bed or sofa bed, but I was lying in the air. Under me I saw no floor, and above me I saw no ceiling, but still, was it a room? When I was lying there, I felt completely safe and very excited about being able to be there. I felt fantastic to lie there and look out at the universe outside. Wow. For some reason, I prepared for something that was what I scanned as small bands of colored energy calmly and methodically were going around my body. Everything felt high-tech, but still there was nothing in the room except me. Then I went further into a chamber or a cave. Further on, I go through a yellow-colored tunnel. The tunnel turned and went into my third eye. It was a strong sensation and felt fantastic. And I just wanted to stop there for a while and try to explain something. When we talk about these tunnels, they're actually going away to different dimensions. This spiritual cliche that we have the universe inside, and that's exactly what this was an experience of, because the tunnel turned and going inside through the through the third eye. And if we go inside, we really do have the universe, the whole universe inside. So it's not too advanced for you, I know that, but it's like a different angle of what I've been talking about before. So it's not that you're actually going away to a different dimension. You're going inside and experience that dimension inside yourself. So I just wanted to reflect a little bit on that. Continuing, I then ended up in some sort of middle room, and there I saw an ET who reminded me of a gray man. It had 2 eyes, kind of light brown, yellowish, and I experienced it as a child. It seemed shy, and I spoke to it and said I would like to meet it, but immediately I was gone. Before the healing was done, I also came to a large chamber with light pink crystals from floor to ceiling. Oh, what a beautiful thing. I experienced so much that first day I couldn't explain everything in this text. Could it be that it was a little ET who longed to meet me? I think so, but I don't know why. I don't know about this, of course. I cannot tell you that it is like this, but my thoughts on this is that this is your hybrid child that you've been in contact with. And if you're listening to Bashar, which I like very much, Daryl Anka, who is channeling Bashar, he has been talking about hybrid children a lot, and that some people have signed up for the hybridization agenda. That's what I can say about this. I think it was your hybrid child, but I don't know. I cannot be sure, but see if it resonates with you. Day 2, the healing started strong immediately. While I lay and took in the healing, I see that there is a light blue diamond that is vibrating and whirls around above my torso between the solar plexus and the heart. Even this day I was dragged in different tunnels. The first tunnel's entry was a rectangular architectural opening in a hill. This tunnel turned and went into my third eye, and I received codes or something similar. Also received horizontal codes in the forehead 2 times. I often experience tunnels in my meditations also, but they have never turned and to go into my third eye before. Is it common that one experiences tunnels, and what exactly are they? Are they paths to different experiences and places? Yes. I don't know if maybe it's not, I wouldn't say it's common, I don't know. But I think it's getting more common because all of these tunnels or portals are opening now, so it's getting more and more common that we come in contact with different portals, and different places have different portals and tunnels. And what I see them as wormholes, as the physicists call them, where you can travel, like highways. You can travel 2 different dimensions, 2 different realms, 2 different worlds through these tunnels. And that's what they are here for. They're highways. But otherwise it would be very far to go to a different civilization, to a different planet. But through these wormholes, you can take a fast track. So that's how I see them, and they are opening more and more now because we are supposed to get in contact with all of these different dimensions. And she ends here with, "Dear Zoe and all the Ascension teams, I really want to thank you for all the experiences I had during these weeks. I'm not the same as I was when I began 21 days ago. I feel stronger and better equipped to deal with what will happen to us in the future. All of me feel filled with good warm energy. Every day I long to go to do my healing. Thank you from my whole heart, with warmth and love to you all." Thank you so much. Thank you. Another person is writing, "When the Arcturian codes were to be transferred, I saw their planet. I experienced such a stillness. It almost felt like that quantum physics empty room in the universe. Consequently, it was a wonderful state of just being in the empty room, that which just is. I then felt how this energy went all the way through me, and through it I received the codes. The next day, when it was time for the Flambian codes, the energy was light, creative, happy, and hopeful. I felt inspired and light after the energy had clearly worked in me. It feels so great to now have access to all these energy qualities. I'm so thankful for that. Thank you very much, Zoe, and all others involved." This person explains the Flambian codes just as I said, like very happy, very joyful, hopeful, and I understand now when I'm sitting here that of course they're coming now because we're going through quite some turmoil on the planet, as you might have noticed, maybe. And they're here to really help us and cheer us up and to get us through this, because I think it's going to get more chaotic. But it's all for the good, it's for the highest good. We need to go through this, but we're getting help, and the Flambians are helping us to cheer us up and to feel that joyful energy during this process. So thank you for giving me that information. In addition, a vertebra in my neck that had been incorrectly positioned for 5 years or longer suddenly moved to its correct place. The naturopath could manipulate the vertebra back to its correct position, but it often glided right back into the wrong place that very same day. Now the vertebra has been in the correct place for 3 days in a row, which is a record. Thanks everybody who helped. Yes, that's great, and that's what I've been working with a lot. When I had private sessions, I did that a lot. I really enjoyed moving people's vertebrae, and I've been working with a woman. I did work with a woman for quite a while. She's around 70, 75, something like that. She had a car accident when she was 8, I think. But she was a child, and a very bad car accident. She went into a coma and things like that, and she broke her back, or I don't remember exactly what she was going through, but just moving the pelvis, moving the vertebra, moving everything, and loosen up the muscles so that but the energies I've been working with. And I really want to share this. It's very easy to do this. You cannot do it with everybody because they have to be open for it and ready to let go of their past selves, the old selves. So that's a huge part of it. But it's really easy. It's really easy to do these kind of things. And I really enjoy it. I can actually miss doing private sessions sometimes, but I don't have the time for it because I get so many requests. Anyways, day 27, code transfer from the Blue Avians felt very special to me. I had made contact with them already in the afternoon. I take the healing in the morning or evening. I immediately felt a strong, very loving presence. I saw within me a blue being. I felt wonderful, and I got a little high. The energy felt so home, and I understood that these beings have a strong significance for me. I was then guided around the internet to read about them, and I felt as if something really landed in me. I felt at home. In the evening, when I did the healing, I felt so calm, safe, and loved. They told me that I was in a chamber, and I saw a very large blue crystal. Then I saw that the channel was opening, and the energy from the blue crystal was held in the channel. I was told that the channel was my third eye and my crown chakra. The channel took the form of eternal energy. Then I fell asleep. I now feel an unbelievably strong love for the Blue Avians. I feel like this has opened a channel for contact with them, and it feels unbelievably nice. Yes, and that is also, thank you for bringing that up, that is also one of the main purpose, of course, that why we're doing this extra week is because that you are supposed to have more close contact with them from now on, after doing this week. And day 28, transfer of individual codes from the Galactic Federation of Light. I feel how the healing is coming, and before I fall asleep, I hear the words ground troops and intervention fleet. It was very clear, and I was told that it was important that I remember them. Therefore, I was asked to repeat the words for a few times before I fell asleep, so I wouldn't forget. When I woke in the morning, these words were the first to come to me, and I meditated on it for a while. I don't know if what it means that we light workers are ground troops on Earth, and that we can get help from the intervention fleet, or that the Galactic Federation of Light now has ground troops on Earth, and that they are called the intervention fleet. That their access to Earth has grown and continues to increase in line with humanity's awakening, and that they now have gotten permission to help. How can I translate it? How can we work together with the intervention fleet? What do you think, Zoe? Thank you, Zoe, and Zoe's twin flame. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all in the Lightworkers group. We're all what we're doing together is so big and so beautiful. Thank you for making it possible. Remember that all are equally important. Yes, thank you for reminding all of us that. All my love to you. Thank you. Yes, we are definitely all equally important. Okay, so about the ground troop, the words here, ground troops and intervention fleet. Ground troops is it's an expression that is used, and that means us, humans, star seeds, light workers that are here on the ground, working in this dimension and on the Earth. So that is called like the ground troops. I think it's called ground troops in the English as well. Intervention fleet, from what I understand, intervention fleet is the I think it's mostly one civilization that is working just with that, but probably different civilizations as well that are allowed to intervene to a certain extent. They cannot intervene however they like, because there's certain things that they cannot intervene with. But what we can do is that we can ask the intervention fleet for help. Especially, this was actually more a couple of years ago, I would say. I know that I think it's Brad Johnson who is channeling Adronis. And he's been talking about intervention fleet. I think that was in 2016, so it was a while ago. And I know that we can call upon the intervention fleet if we, for example, if we're getting attacked, like from dark forces, if we're getting attacked, we can call on the intervention fleet and they will work on us. I see that as maybe not very important at the moment, because the dark forces, they're really losing ground, so they're not really that powerful anymore at all. So that might not be the case. Of course, you can always call on the intervention fleet, but they are here to assist us and help us. So you can, if you want, you can call on the intervention fleet if you need some help. Not like regular things like putting your plates in the dishwasher. I'm just kidding, but not like regular things, but really serious issues. Like if you have like a politician here, locally politician that is want to bring in like the inoculations, so to speak, you can ask for the intervention fleet to work on the doctors or the politicians that are making these decisions to distribute these inoculations to the people. For example, that was just one idea that I got now. So you just be creative and see when you can call upon the intervention fleet. Okay, so the next one. Hi, all of you lovely souls. For my daily walk later in the day, I was contacted by the team again, instantly and without knowing how. I was transported 200 meters in front of me. What happened? This is like a teleportation. I stood there and looked behind me and tried to figure out how I've gotten there. I thought about the time travel that many in the group had written about. Cool experience, but I also felt confused. In any case, they continued to explain that I had lived and worked with them before, and I decided to incarnate on Earth. I then came to Atlantis, and I was eventually with them during the fall and the shutdown of the light. When I fled from there, I took codes and wisdom with me in the soul. I know how this works. After that, my soul wrote a contract that states I'll stay on the earth until the awakening happens again and the light returns. Over time, I should consolidate my experiences and lessons from the earth through life, and the good, the bad, the happy, and the horrible. So this was a really cool experience. So she was just taking a walk, and then all of a sudden she was like 200 meters. I don't know how many feet there are, like, but quite a long, quite long. And so this was a type of like teleportation. So this was really cool. And she also writes, during this week, I've gotten a strong sense of spring in my soul, even outside. Spring feelings in January. Amazing. Another unbelievable thing that happened in my stomach, which I've had a lot of problems with for my entire 39-year life, was calmed down. I changed my diet 5 years ago and have been very strict since then, but even so, it hasn't entirely improved. I've done many detox programs, intestinal cleanses, liver cleanses, fasts, taken vitamins, minerals, treatments to kill parasites, and done almost everything you can think of. But still, I bloated like a balloon pretty much every day when I ate. Now this week, I felt a distinct difference. My stomach feels empty and flat. And above all, it doesn't hurt. For the first time in my adult life, I've been able to feel how it feels to go a whole day without having pain in my belly. I'm overwhelmed. Yes, thank you for sharing that. So these words, Zoe, I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart for making this possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, you're welcome. And yeah, I know, it's amazing. These miracles do happen. I know they are. And we are all capable of making these miracles happen. So it's just not me. It's the energies that we are able to get access to. So I'm just facilitating that, accessing these energies. Day 27, transfer of the Blue Avian codes. The first thing I experienced was that I found myself in a place where many intelligent beings were who have knowledge and wisdom about very advanced techniques. I saw how they first studied me, and the codes were worked into different parts of my brain. I understand the entire time how they spoke telepathically in a language I didn't understand, but it didn't matter. They transferred codes by communicating to me in that language, which was the most important point, regardless of whether I understood it or not. In any case, I felt like I now had been programmed to further share these new energies from them here on Earth in those contexts that are meaningful to me. And then day 28, the individual codes from my team from the Galactic Federation of Light. It was a very powerful and solemn experience. First, I saw a civilization that was shining brightly from a powerful light. I was met there by my team. So wonderful to see light being and so full of love. I found myself there with all of them in this brightly shining place. Together we went over where I sensed my energy right now in my development. And from there I reviewed these codes they would give me to complete all the other codes I've gotten that week. These codes were given to me in a very solemn way. It almost felt like I took an exam, and I got wonderful gifts from my healing team. It feels very wonderful and uplifting. Thank you so much, Zoe, for this extra week, which has meant so much to me and that I'll do in the future. Warm hugs to you, Zoe, and also to Annette. Wow, what a beautiful feedback emails and also from Facebook that you have written. It's really, really amazing. And I know that some people, I think I mentioned it before, but I know that some people did not experience this much and did not feel like a contact with the ETs and things like that. But don't feel discouraged. Don't feel like you're not good enough or something like that. All the participants are getting the codes and you're accessing the codes in your own pace. So it's not that everything happens during this week. It will continue to integrate, it will continue to be activated in your system because you signed up for this program, you signed up and you said, yes, I want to receive these extra codes, I want to receive these codes from different civilizations. So you have said yes to this process, and they will continue to work with you, and so you will continue to activate these codes and get access to these codes. It doesn't matter if you're totally aware of it. A lot of things happen during the night, and sometimes you will know when certain things happen, like, yeah, this is from the extra week, or maybe you won't understand it, and it's fine. But just feel that no matter what you have experienced or have not experienced, you have received the codes, and of course you can always do the program again and again and again. You don't have to pay anything extra for it. Yes, I just wanted to mention that. And also you had some questions here that I wanted to address. I don't remember being on the ship, but I had some intense dreams during the week, and I wonder if this was from the extra week. Also, I had a general good feeling about some healing going on. Yes, intense dreams are usually a sign for, the healing sessions. I've been having some quite extreme dreams sometimes, and they're not really normal dreams. They feel like more, what do you say? Like, they're very colorful and very real in a different way. So they're not regular dreams. I sense a difference there, and it's really that you are in a different realm, you are in a different dimension. That's how I see it. And there was this person asking just the question that I just addressed: have I received the codes? Yes, you have received the codes. You have received the codes that you were able to receive. Because some people cannot receive all the codes at once. So please continue to do the extra week and do the 21-day healing program whenever you like, so that you will download all of these codes that you have access to, because you do have access to them. And also, again, I want to mention that, of course, you don't have to do this program. You don't have to pay for this to access these codes, but this program acts as a permission slip. And also, by connecting to this program through me, I'm facilitating this, and it's my part of my mission. So, because I know that some people are getting really pissed off, do I have to pay for accessing these codes? Of course, you can access all of these codes. You can do the Essential without signing up for any program. But we are here to help each other. We are here to support each other. I've been supported and I've been helped by many different people during my process that I've been doing for many, many years. And I continue getting a lot of support from different people. I do ask for help, and I do sign up for different programs still to support myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. And of course, we have to charge for our work, so that's how we still need to do. Let's see here, there's this guy having some questions. In the transmission of energy and codes to us, do these energies and codes keep embedded into our souls? Yes, or they eventually fade. The way I see it is that, okay, you get this download, and you get access to the codes that you're able to get access to at the moment, and you can always do the session again, and you get access to more codes. These codes are placed in your energy system in different places in your energy system, in your body, and also in your energy system. They're placed in different spots, and they're getting activated at the right moment. So they can be there, they can stay there for quite some time. And then when they get the signal, like, yes, now it's time for this code to get activated, and that code will be activated. And you always have the access to these codes. There's nothing that will fade away, but of course, if you choose to more align with like the old you, if you align with, for example, depression, if you align with that, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we need to go back to be able to go forward, and we need to cleanse a little bit more. So, but as you say, you're asking if, or will they eventually fade? Yes, if you're not consciously working with this, they will fade, but you can always reactivate them. You can always get access to the codes. But if the codes have been activated and upgrading your system, that's done, and you cannot go back. But you can choose, I hope you understand what I mean. You can choose to go back in your development if that's your own choice. If you start thinking like negative thoughts, you can always go spiral backwards. So, but it's easier like when you recognize like, oh, okay, now I'm spiraling, now I'm going downwards and backwards. Like, no, can I just connect to the light grid again, and so I lift myself up. So it's really a conscious process. You have to be aware of yourself. I hope that clarifies it. So these codes are there, and they're activated when they're supposed to be activated, and you can download more codes after a while if you want to. So another question: if it is of my desire to receive the program again, do I have to notice you about it? No, you don't have to notice me about it. You just go ahead and do it. And I explained this very thoroughly in the last video for week 3. So I'm not going to go through that again, because that was just spiral around my words. So you can go back to week 3 and listen to like the last part where I explain how to do this program again, how it all works. Our cosmic team will always be near to us. That's your question. I also talked a little bit about that in my last video. Yes, they will always be close to you if you want to. They are called the Ascension Team. It was before, when I did this 21-day healing programs, they were called the healing teams. And they came in just for this process, and then they left. Of course, when you do the program again, they're coming again, but then they leave. The Ascension Team is different. The Ascension Team is here to stay during the ascension process that you're going through. So, but they can be more in the background if you're not consciously contacting them, if you're not talking to them and asking them for help and support. You will probably not notice them that much, but you can always, ask them for help. You can always have more like a conscious connection with them, which I truly would like to recommend to you to have, to keep that friendship going, to keep that connection going. And also you ask, what can I do to further develop my spiritual senses? That's a very large question, and I'm not sure if I can address that question, because that's a long weekend workshop when I do my psychic abilities courses, psychic ability courses. But what I can say is that doing the heart meditation, for example, or some similar method to get in touch with yourself and really to feel your own energy. You get to know yourself and your own energy, how your own energy feels. And then when something else is coming into your field, and you can distinguish it. You can discern if it's yours or if it's someone else's. So that's a way of developing your spiritual senses, because then you know that, okay, now I feel a shift in the energy, because you have something to relate to. If you're not in touch with yourself, it's really difficult to know where you are and the energies that are coming in, what is what. So that's one thing that I can say. And of course, be open. I mean, open your chakras, open up, be open. But be in connection with your heart, because that's where you are connected to your soul. And that's also a way of being more in touch with your spiritual abilities or senses, as you write. Okay, in the last video I also went through what you can think about after this process, so I will not go through that very thoroughly right now, but I will just pass it through very quickly. It's really important to rest and integrate the energies, and also a very good recommendation is to be outside a lot in nature, drink a lot of water. Of course, it's always good in the ascension process. And resting, and as I said, and integrate, contemplate, of course, of what you've been going through during this whole program. What have changed, and what can you do to keep that change? Also, as I mentioned, so you don't go back to the old you, but you can stay on the high vibration level. And the process continues, and as I said, the ascension team will stay beside you. They will stay as long as they are needed, but as I said, they are with you during the ascension process. That's why they're called the ascension team. And Jesus will continue to walk beside you, and you can talk to him and get his loving support. And I do recommend you to do the heart, continue to do the heart meditation, and also the tapping exercise. And as I mentioned before, you can consciously connect to the Golden Light Network, and also receive day 17, where the golden frequency was transferred. And also, if you want to wear the pendant, the golden frequency pendant, it's actually out of stock. I just received yesterday the new ones, but it will take a while for me to program them and get them to our distributor. So it will be a couple of weeks, maybe, I don't know, a month, before I can get them into the shop, the web shop. Other recommendations, detox, as I've been mentioning, Dr. Clark is very good. That's my favorite. Herbs. There are many different detox programs. Medical medium Anthony William is very good. I'm waiting for his book now, detox book. It's been just translated into Swedish, so I'm gonna get that book in just a couple of days, I think. And I'm planning on doing the detox healing program also in English. It's been very, very powerful for the people doing that program in Swedish. It's 10 sessions where I concentrate on different organs, different systems in the body, and do the detoxing. And it's a very powerful program. And also we have the 5-day healing program, where I work with the angel energy. That's very soothing and calming, relaxing energies. And I hope I will release the cosmic language pretty soon, in the beginning of this year. Cosmic language is a good way of getting in touch with different other civilizations, and also the aim from my side is so that you can speak cosmic language, or light language, if you would like to call it light language. It's similar. Cosmic language and light language, they're similar, but there is a difference, and I will talk about that in another video coming up. And also the DNA activations that you can find on the website. And I'm planning my new 21-day healing program for this spring. We're going to do it in Swedish in April. It's called Freedom and Ease, something like that. That's really an energy that we need to get access to, and to integrate, and to share with the collective, and bring into the collective field the freedom and ease and joy and all of that. I'm not sure if or when I will do this program in English. I'm doing my best to keep up with everything that is going on right now. It's really difficult to plan anything at the moment, as you know. So I don't know if that's going to happen or when it's going to happen. If I'm going to do the 21-day healing program with that theme in English, it will probably be at the end of, like beginning of the summer, like May, June or something like that, I would think. And of course you can repeat this 21-day healing program, as I said, and I do recommend you to do that. You don't have to pay anything extra, of course, and please listen to week 3. At the end of week 3, I'll talk about that. But please wait about 2 weeks before you do the program again, and maybe you've already passed that 2 weeks now, because it's already January, in the middle of January. So this was everything that I wanted to share with you today, and once again I just wanted to thank you so much for doing this program. And I don't know if we actually understand how powerful this is for the collective, especially the part where we're connecting to the golden network, the golden light network, and we're really supporting humanity in what's going on the earth at the moment. And so my biggest hugs and thank yous to all of you who has been part of this program and who will be a part of this program, because I'm planning on releasing this program in maybe like in 2 months or so, as a so-called previous 21-day healing program. And the energies are just as strong, and the healing sessions are just as strong as you've been doing this live with me. And but there's some differences, of course, because me and Annette, we're not really part of the program like live. You can access these videos, and of course Annette she's answering some emails and all of that. But so that's our plan. So take care of yourself out there, and I hope I see you not too long now. So I see you soon. Thank you. Bye. Bye.